Life feels so empty these days. Remember when you were still a kid? It felt like you were in a world that's going to give you everything that you want, every experience that you want. But as you got older, it became apparent to you that this world doesn't play by your rules. When I was young, I enjoyed the smallest things. I remember when my dad bought me a dog. I call that dog Doopsy. I can't explain the happiness that I felt. I can't explain the happiness that I was so happy. I remember when he came back with it. It was in this brown box, and I could see it. As soon as he opened the box, it was weird. As soon as he opened the box, that dog jumped like on top of me, and I was like, "Huh?" It's like it knew. It's like it knew actually that like this was big. Like it wasn't a puppy. It was big, but it's like it knew that I was the one who wanted a dog. I played with it the whole night. Woke up in the morning, played with it again. Until my mom was like, "Hey, it's time to go to school." Like, "No, I'm gonna go." She was like, "No, it's time." And I was at school. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, I appreciated the smallest things, you know. But I think as we get older, because the world is not what we thought it was, there's a part of us that died. I remember when I was still living in a village, my neighbor had a dog. This dog, when they bought it, it was like no one will enter their premises. Like it was very aggressive, and it loved them. Like he was a good dog. Let me put it that way. Like it was aggressive towards people that it doesn't know. But that dog was abused a lot. It was tied to a tree, sometimes not given food for like the whole day. You'll hear it. You'll hear its cries every night because it's stuck in one place. It got to a point where that dog wouldn't bark at all. It became less of a dog. Like it in the beginning, it was excited, but you know, because of how much abuse it went through, the the excitement faded away, and nothing made the dog happy anymore. I've never seen the dog happy until it died. I mean, after it, you know, the abuse. That's what happens with humans. Some people will say, you know, it's just a matter of perspective. I remember there's this picture, it trended a lot on Facebook a couple of years ago. It showed two people sitting in a bus. The other one looked outside and they just weren't happy with what they saw. And then the other one looked, there was this other person who was looking outside and they were so happy. So they were saying it's just a matter of perspective. Yes, it is, but what if that excitement that you used to have dies and you cannot have a perspective that can actually make you feel good about this because of what you have seen, because of the abuse that you've seen. Because life is not treating people the same. And that's actually the worst thing about it. Because it's giving people different experiences. And it's not based on how you do things, how you handle things. If life treats you well, it's just luck. Like it's not, it doesn't matter if you're a good person. It doesn't matter if you're a bad person. All right. Like, they lied to us growing up, telling us that if you're going to be a good person, if you're going to work very hard, if you're going to do what you're told, things are going to work out for you. But it doesn't, this world doesn't work like that. You could break every rule and still suffer less than the people who are following every rule, who are doing things the way that the world say we must do things. Children are very excited about life because they had not seen the truth about it. But as you get older, the part of you that used to feel excited about life, it dies, and it gets to a point where all you experience is emptiness. You find that nothing really makes you happy anymore. You're just doing things just to cope. You're not doing things because you enjoy doing these things. No, you just don't feel like just chilling and doing nothing that's like that's better. Right? You feel more alone like when you're just chilling and doing nothing. So you're like, let me do something. Let me, keep myself distracted enough to not think about the void, to not think about the emptiness. And what really sucks is that it gets to a point where you truly lose hope. Let's say when you were 20, yeah, you still were able to experience happiness. Now, when you reach the age of 29, you can't. So you ask yourself, wait, so how am I going to be when I reach the age of 35? If as I get older, life feels more empty. So how is it going to feel when I reach the age of 35? How is it going to feel when I reach the age of 50? What kind of person will I be when I reach the age of 50? What if it gets to a point where I can't even experience happiness? It gets to a point where no matter how hard I try, I just can't experience happiness. It's a lonely world that we live in. People are tired because of what they've seen. They used to have hope. We have this thing of blaming people that we think are sad or that we think are depressed. Like, yeah, you make your own happiness. Like, what sucks more is that human beings are so damn ignorant. Like, you're in a world where people don't understand shit. They just judge, And you get judged by people who don't understand you, who don't understand your pain, who do not see your truth. And that makes you feel more alone. That makes you feel lonely. Things ain't working out if people prefer being alone. Because we're social creatures. If a person says, look, I want to be alone, I don't want to be around other people, I do not even want to have friends, I don't even want to date anyone, you know something is really, really wrong. Because life is relationships. So like, what are we doing here? You think we're here to work, but we're here to evolve. What? You think people are evolving out here or people are trying to survive? That would be like if you were in a prison. You do not evolve in a prison, you survive. You're not learning shit, you're just surviving. What's worse about our survival here is that we have to do things that we know ain't good to survive. Things that we know ain't good for us. You have to work a job that you hate. You know, you have to be a prostitute to survive. You know what I mean? Because that's basically the same thing. If I'm doing things that I don't want to do just to survive, what's the difference between me and a prostitute? A prostitute will have sex with people they don't want to have sex with just to survive. I work a job that I hate just to survive. Same thing. The difference will be how you view, like your values, you know, your morality. That will be the difference. You can say, well, a prostitute is bad because they're doing that, but it's practically the same thing. They just don't look at morality the same way that you look at morality. That's the only difference. So if we're doing things that we don't want to do to survive, and that's kind of like, it's like you're selling your soul. Like that thing that you used to have is gone. What the heck are we learning? Because if you decide that, okay, I'm not going to work, I'm not going to do what I don't want. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a job, but it sucks that we have normalized people working jobs that they do not love just to survive. Like people can't really pursue their dreams anymore. Like that does something to you as a human, you know? We might not, it's just that we have normalized that so much that it feels normal. Like it's how things should be, but it's not. It kills something that you actually need while you're here. People don't know how to be happy anymore. They don't know how to love life anymore. They realize that something is wrong. The point of life can't be to suffer. And you see how easy it is to suffer in this room. In fact, you suffer without doing anything. You can decide that, okay, you know what, I'm just going to chill in my room and do nothing today. You suffer. But you can't make yourself happy. You can't make your brain produce chemicals that make you feel happy. Even if you think positive thoughts, you just feel normal. You just feel good, I guess, but not happy. Like you can't make yourself happy. You gotta work for happiness. And a lot of people are just not able to. And you know, even if you do work for your happiness, and it doesn't feel the same. You know, it's like the price that you have to pay just to feel happy for a while. It's a lot. You know, but you know, you pay a price just to feel like you work almost every day just to get paid at the end of the month, and you're not being paid enough. How can you make yourself feel happy? The abuse that we went through at school, the bullying, teachers doing nothing, your parents doing nothing, you're alone, you know, they throw you in the jungle. We tell ourselves that people who get bullied are weak. That's not true. It's not really that people who get bullied are weak. It's that they found themselves surrounded by people that they don't connect with very well, and that leads to bullying. Or they find themselves, uh, maybe there's something about them that makes other kids want to bully them. Maybe it's their looks, maybe the kid is fat, so everyone just want to make fun of them. Like, it's not being weak, you know what I mean? Like, there are people who are actually weak who don't even get bullied. Like, really, I'm talking weak, bruh. I'm talking about a person who can't be resilient, who can endure anything if that's a weakness. Uh, People who get bullied, in fact, they might actually be stronger than you think because of what they have to go through and still be able to go on. So, they threw you in the jungle and then you get bullied. Uh, you don't enjoy your time at school. Now you have attention deficit. Find that when the teacher is teaching, you don't even hear shit. You're a smart kid, but you don't hear anything because you're not even focusing. Like, you're thinking a lot because of the trauma that you were put through. But it's fine, you fight. Okay, you become an adult. Because of how life treated you, you're no longer confident. You suffer from anxiety. You no longer trust people. You no longer want to be around people because you've seen the worst side of them, and you don't want to be part of that. Like, you don't want to be close to them in any way, but you have to. You have to be. So you find yourself working with them and you're miserable at work. You can't connect with your coworkers. You can't tell me that is good. You can't tell me that is life. You cannot tell me that we're evolving while going through that. That's not evolution. That's the opposite. That's the opposite of evolution. Because life is relationships. People must be able to connect, understand one another. Isn't that the point? Because if we don't understand one another, I don't know what the point is. It's like, what's the point of being in a world full of people who don't understand you, people that you can't connect with? You might as well go and live in a desert, because you living with people who don't understand you and who are misjudging you and that you do not understand, that makes you more miserable than if you're completely alone, because you want to be understood. That would be like if you were hungry and people passed you with food and no one gave you the food, and it happened like that every day, and you were really, really hungry. Imagine how that would make you feel. Of course you wouldn't feel happy. You'll be reminded every day of how hungry you are. Even if you try to forget, I may not think about food. People are passing with food every day. So it's the same thing. People don't want to be alone. I'm telling you. It's just that they are realizing that it might be better for them to be alone because of what they've been through when they were with other people. So they choose to be alone. But initially, that's not what they wanted. They wanted to connect with other people, but they realized how messed up we are as a collective, that they chose to be alone, even though that sucks for a social creature. So now they just have to deal with the emptiness. No matter what they think about, they don't really feel good. No matter where they go, they could decide that they want to visit another country. They still don't feel good. They can decide that they'll just jog in the morning, every morning, but still don't really feel good. They can decide one day that, okay, I'm just going to go and socialize a little, but that drains them. That drains them, and they're like, damn. They decide to, watch some TV shows, but they get corny, you know. I don't know if there's a good TV show to watch right now, except Severance. I haven't been watching TV shows in a while. Like, I'm talking about the new TV shows. My favorite TV show is Atlanta. Nothing beats that. But uh, last episode of Atlanta, I think it was released in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. 2023 or 2024, but I think it's early 2024, 2023. But yeah, it was 2023. Yeah, it's probably 2023. So you find that there's nothing to do. You're like, damn, what can I even do for fun? Find that even if you have some money that you can just spend on yourself, you don't know what to spend it on. You don't even think about buying clothes. You're like, why should I buy clothes? I don't even go out. And really, I don't know if wearing new clothes should just make me happy. Like, think about buying a car, but you never get to feel the way that you used to feel when you were a child. I remember when Joe Holo said, I have been happy since 13. What's the name of that song? I forgot the name of the song. I felt that because I know a lot of people haven't been happy since they were teenagers, bro. And even when they were teenagers, because they were getting exposed to the real world, to how things really work, how brutal the game is, they were less happier than they were when they were little. This doesn't feel interesting because of people suffering. It feels interesting when people are happy. That's why when we were kids, it felt interesting. We kind of enjoyed it because we weren't dealing with the problem. Like, we weren't slave. I mean, even though there were things that we were forced to do that we didn't really want to do and that didn't really help us, but we still had a lot of time to just do things that are fun for us. Now people are just dealing with the emptiness, bro. You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh shit. How many people do you think feel like they have not woken up today? How many people do you think would actually choose non-existence if they were given the option? They were told that, hey man, there is no God. The Abrahamic religions lie to you. You can come back here, or you'll be given the option of non-existence. So what do you choose? People will be like, wait. So there is no hell? You're telling me there is no hell? You're telling me that monster God that everyone was talking about, he doesn't exist? That the one that's gonna torture people for eternity? Are you telling me that God doesn't exist for real? Wow. I guess maybe I think maybe the truth is what's gonna make people feel good. Maybe the only thing that will make me feel good is knowing the truth because no matter how deep of a thinker you are, if you don't get confirmation that what you think is the truth, you're never gonna be truly satisfied. Yes, you'll feel better because you are understanding things that you didn't understand, and that makes you feel good as a person who wants to understand things. I mean, right now they're telling us that they've discovered something new about the pyramids. Imagine if they found aliens, you know. That would be kind of interesting, but I think it would be less interesting now because we know what's possible with technology. We'll be like, maybe they just created those beings, whatever. But I mean, people who are tired, man, it's it's the same things every day. You know what I mean? Give us something. Give us some aliens, bruh. I remember there's this meme that I saw. On the caption, it said, looking at the bunch of ish that is going on in the world right now, it's not going to be long till we see this. It was a picture of Joe Rogan interviewing an alien. I thought that was funny. But yeah, give us something like that, bruh. You know what I mean? I can imagine. I could imagine how it would feel right now if they say they discovered aliens. Like, yeah, I've been saying that. I've been saying that we were created by aliens. But yeah, man, y'all thought I was crazy. We are the aliens. But yeah, man, as you get older, you get bored, man. Like there isn't much to be excited about these days, man. Even if I became a millionaire, I don't think I would feel like happy. If I woke up tomorrow and I was a millionaire, I don't think I would feel as happy as I would felt if I was like maybe 10 and I was told that I'm a millionaire. Like it's just doesn't feel the same. You're like, okay, fine, what am I going to experience as a millionaire? I'm going to travel, that's good. Yeah, well, it's good to travel, but I don't know, man. I feel like I've seen it all. Like, what can I do? Buy the newest BMW? How should that even make me happy? Like at this level of consciousness, the things that used to make you happy because of your ego don't really make you happy anymore. You know, you could be on top and still don't feel happy. So you have this new beamer, people admiring you, but you're like, what should make me happy about people admiring me? I was just lucky, and I'm winning because the system itself is flawed. You know, there should be a balance. There shouldn't be people who are super poor, and these people must look at me and they admire me, and I'm happy because of that. Like, no, there's imbalance in the world. You know, maybe I should be happy if there was balance when I know everyone is good. To me now, it's no longer about being better than other people. Yeah, when I was growing up, I did want to be better than other people. The reason why I wanted to be better than other people is because there were things that I wanted that I knew I will only get if I'm better than everyone else. But now you're like, I don't even want that car. I don't even want to be famous. I don't even want love. Like, what do I even want? If you ask me what I want, it's to know the truth. That's what I really want. It's to know the truth. It's to figure out what the real truth is and get confirmation that what I think is the truth is the truth. I do tell y'all what is true, but I cannot confirm to you that some of the things that I say are true. Like I'm an honest person. I'm intellectually honest, and I think in a way that a person who's actually thinking, looking for truth should think. But until I get confirmation, I think I won't truly be satisfied. I think that will be the next step. In my own evolution, and I'm evolving because I'm making decisions that help me evolve, not because we are here to evolve. Some people are evolving, I'm not going to say everyone is not evolving. No, some people are evolving, but they are doing the opposite of what we are told we must do in this world. It's not like they're evolving because this world was designed for us to evolve. No, they're evolving. This reminds me of this other movie by it's starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. I think it's called In Hell. This guy got arrested, put in prison uh, for unaliving his. He didn't unalive his wife. It was a setup, and he had to fight in order to survive in that prison. The prison guard will just make people fight because Jean-Claude was a fighter. You know, they loved him. They always wanted him to fight. But some of them, the guys hated him because he beat the guys that they like. So they'll make him work hard, you know, and that will make him tired. But he decided that, you know what, for this to work, no, I know it's not that movie. It's Undisputed too, yeah, where Boyka, is it Boyka? Oh, the black guy. What's the name? Like, he's a real mixed martial artist. This guy, I forgot his name. He was made to work hard so that he doesn't win against Boyka. But what he will do is he will, like, when they'll throw a stone at him, he will like do this. Yeah, he will work out, you know, so that he will feel. So some of us are kind of doing that. Like, we are supposed to not be operating at a high level of consciousness. Everything that we're being fed, you know, the food, you know, what we see on TV. I even told you about some of the TV shows and movies that we watch. That it's just that if you are trying to figure out what the truth is, even if you are being told lies, you'll be able to see truth in lies. And that's really important. Like I'm telling you, I'm capable of finding out the truth when someone is lying to me by just listening to what they say. But like, oh, this is the truth. You see, so some of us are like that. So we're being fed nonsense, but we're able to see the truth even though we're being fed nonsense. Everything is upside down. It's actually much easier when you realize that everything is upside down. It's actually much easier to find the truth, but it's not easy for everyone because some people are easily manipulated. Some people just believe that everything that they're told is true because, well, they're in a good realm and God knows what he's doing. You know, it's not possible that God might actually be evil, or the God of this world might actually be evil, or the people who control everything might actually be evil. Because obviously there's so much that we do not know. I mean, imagine if there are aliens under the pyramids. Like, who put them there? When and why are we being told now? So I had some people saying that they discovered aliens now, whatever. You know, people want to trend on TikTok, but it can get to that where they tell us. And if they told us something like that, we would need to ask ourselves why. Because obviously there's been a lot of information that's been hidden from people. So why will they tell us now? Obviously, there is some supernatural shit that happens in this realm. You're not tell me that, you know, things are working the way that we think they work. Like, no, there are some things that happen that are actually supernatural, and we're not supposed. You know what I mean? Like, maybe sometimes they do wipe off our memories. You know, I remember I had this dream that I told you guys about when I was still living in the village. It's still the craziest dream that I've had so far. Like, bro, I'm sleeping and I see this shadow figure standing right next to my bed. I mean, when I woke up, I'm completely conscious. You understand? Like, I'm conscious. Just the way that I am now. It's like if a shadow figure appeared, like I'm fully conscious. I can see what's going on. But my mind told me that it was just a human that was coming to rob me. So what do? The door is locked. Windows are closed. I can't just run outside. I need to attack that motherfucker first. So I jumped, tried to attack that motherfucker, and he grabbed me like this. And I was scared. And then I woke up again and I was like, nah, motherfucker, nah. Don't lie to me. Don't fucking lie to me. That was real. I know that was real. I know that, like, I know, you know what I mean? It's like, why am I waking up again? So that wasn't real. That was just a dream. It was not a dream. It was real. I know it was. So supernatural things happen. Maybe they do wipe off our memories sometimes. Who knows? So you experience something supernatural and then they wipe off your memories. Or you experience something supernatural and then you wake up and it was a dream and you're like, it was just a dream, but it wasn't actually a dream. It happened. It really did happen. It sucks that we don't know shit. Like, some of us just have to work every day trying to figure out what is actually going on, and there will be a lot of adversity. There will be people who are calling us crazy. There will be people who will be laughing at us. Why? Because the matrix is going to fight back. Like, if you're trying to figure out what the truth is, this world actually fights back. Doesn't that suck? So you're going to tell me we're here to evolve? You might say, yeah, well, for you to evolve, there must be adversity. But it matters what kind of adversity. Like the example that I gave you with the movie, like Undisputed. Like, no, the fighter wasn't supposed to actually win. So yes, he found a way to grow, but he wasn't put in a place where he was supposed to evolve, thrive, and become a better fighter. You see? So even here, yes, you can find a way to evolve, but that doesn't mean that you were put here to evolve. The right things are not happening for us to evolve. Life shouldn't be this hard. There's no reason for life to be hard other than, this is how, this is how they want things to be. Life can actually end up being easy, and people want life to be easy, and they do grow. Even when life is easy, we do grow, and that's another thing that you must realize. Like, you can grow even when your life is actually easy, and let me show you how that happens. Because you think, okay, the people who have suffered a lot, these people, they became more conscious than other people. No, some have, but most do not become more conscious than other people. They actually start suffering, like maybe from mental illnesses and all that. But if life is treating you well, maybe you learn to love. Maybe you would want to connect with other people. Because you're not suffering, and we're not suffering when we're in relationships, so we are learning to connect. That is evolution. Us deciding that we're not even going to be in relationships anymore because of what we have experienced, that's not evolution. That's the opposite. You might say, but Benedict, you have said that you're better off alone. Yes, 100% you are, because now you got to figure out a way to detach yourself from this realm. Like I've been saying, that it's a hell realm. Like, that realization made me go like, these things that we always wanted to do in this realm, they don't matter. We just need to figure out how to evolve enough to detach ourselves from this. And we will need to do that on our own. And there are many challenges that we'll face, when we are trying to evolve, because we weren't actually supposed to. It's weird that we are in a world full of humans and people are lonely, bruh. Everywhere you go, it's humans, but you feel lonely. You feel empty. The world might blame you. Some people just want to sound like they're positive. There have been so many people, on social media who became very famous, who were going through a lot, but who were pretending to, to be doing okay because their survival depended on that. I've told you about this couple that was in a bad relationship, like in a toxic relationship, but they were giving people relationship advice. So they pretended as if their marriage was working, and they ended up unaliving one another. I think the guy unalived the woman, or the woman unalived the guy. It's like, nah, man. Like, people who are too positive probably be lying to you, bruh. Like, everyone have their own problems, bruh. No matter how much money you be making, you have your own problems. And if a person is not vulnerable at all, you listen to someone like Andrew Tate, he's never vulnerable. He's never going to say something like, yeah, man, sometimes I do feel like giving up. Like, huh? I know that as men, we were told that we mustn't be vulnerable, but that's stupid. Because that will mean that you must be stupid. You must not be emotionally intelligent. You must not be able to understand your own emotions. You understand yourself. You must just be this robot. Like a man is a robot. He's supposed to just work, provide, and that's it. It's like, no. You are a human being. You need to understand. You need to understand yourself. You need to understand your emotions. Yes, your emotions must not control you, but you must understand them, because they also do tell you something, right? Your feelings also do tell you something. So you must understand your feelings. You must understand your emotions. But make sure you're using your mind 100% all the time, because your emotions, because they are part of the matrix, they can make you do stupid shit. Like, if we were controlled by our emotions, all of us, I don't even know what would need to be calling this place, We wouldn't even be calling it a hell room. Like, we would have another word. Because, like, hell room, maybe a hell room would be heaven. So we'd need to call it something much worse. It's hard being conscious in a realm where the truth is being hidden from you, where you are being manipulated, misguided, enslaved. You are treated as if you don't deserve the truth. It's better to know than to not know. So if you don't know, it'll be like walking in the dark. Like, you can't really see where you're going. Chances of you getting where you're going are few. Like, you actually get to where you're going by luck. It's kind of how this is. Like, we don't know where we're going. So if we ever get to where we're actually going, or where we want to go, there will have to be the element of there has to be luck involved. I don't think it will just be our own hard work that's going to lead to our evolution, to enlightenment, to freedom. There also has to be luck. Doesn't it suck that some people suffered since they were kids? Like, they went through so much. They went through unspeakable things. And they continue to suffer even when they became adults. Like, they never got a break. And they never got to evolve. You have conversation with these people and you realize that they didn't learn anything. Like, like, suffering doesn't build. Yes, suffering can make you more willing, I guess, to endure challenges because you've already been suffering. But that doesn't mean you're stronger or you've evolved. No. Just because you're willing to endure doesn't necessarily mean that you are stronger. It's just the perspective now. You just more resilient, but it doesn't mean you've learned anything. You could find yourself being resilient, but you're going towards the wrong direction, right? You believe in something that isn't true, but you're so damn resilient, you fight for it. And, you know what I mean? Your own resilience might end up blinding you. You think it's just about being resilient. That's it. It's about being strong. No, it's also about trying to figure out what the truth is. It's also about trying to figure out if you're in the right path. This wasn't supposed to be easy. But, and I mean, also not for a good reason. Because you think, if it's not supposed to be easy, yeah, maybe you know, your character will be built and all that. Like, nah, I think it's a trap. Same way that if you got kidnapped, yeah, your experience will not be easy. It's a trap. It's not a place. You've been put in a place where you're supposed to be evolving. Even if your kidnappers want to train you, like if you've watched this movie, what is it called? It's Black something, where they kidnap kids when they're still young, and then they train them to become assassins. So yeah, even if they train them to be the best assassins, doesn't mean that that's what they wanted to become, you know, or that's what they should become, you know, because they will use them as weapons. So ask yourself, if we were being trained here for real, what would actually be getting trained for? Because as we get older, we don't find ourselves loving people the way that we used to. So what are we being trained for? To hate? To be selfish? To only care about ourselves? What are we actually being trained for? To compete? You know, some people might think that this is depression. Like, nah, you're feeling like this because you're depressed. I think it's realism. I think it's honesty. It's truth. I think most people feel this way, especially people who can think. But they don't do what I do. They don't make videos online truly expressing themselves. Some people just can't express themselves, you know. Some people are good at writing. Maybe they can express themselves through writing. But some can't like make videos like this. Some are shy. Some just like to keep to themselves. But this has nothing to do with depression. I think there are people who are doing way worse than me, like way worse than me. But who will not view life the way that I view life, and there are people who are doing way better than me who would view life the way that I view life. So it's nothing to do with depression. I think it's just truth, you know. Like I keep on telling you that my focus has always been truth, has always been understanding reality for what it is without lying to myself, you know, because there isn't much to be gained from telling yourself lies, but there is a lot to be gained from seeing things as they really are, because I think we suffer more because of the lies that we tell ourselves about this world. So if we were truly honest with ourselves, we'll suffer less. and that will be good. And that's what we want. Truth seekers suffer more because they're trying to figure out what's going on, and sometimes it feels impossible. But this is not depression. I do believe that I will feel joy again when I discover what is really, really, really going on and get confirmation. Yeah, when I think as rationally as possible, I am able to reach some conclusion. Like, yeah, this is what's more likely to actually be the truth. But I also know that if I cannot get confirmation, I cannot be too sure. If I cannot get confirmation, I cannot be too sure. Thank you, guys.